Walgreens is putting virtual doctor visits to the test. The nation's largest retail pharmacy chain partnering with a company called Indy Live to offer video doctor visits through their mobile app. But should you sign up for an appointment? Joining me now, Dr. Kevin Campbell. Dr. K, good to have you here. So, as a user, what would I experience doing this?
You know, from what I understand, they have their application on your mobile phone, both iPhone and Android platforms. You would push the button, launch the app, sign into your account, and then request an online visit. And from there, you would be billed for that visit, and you would get into a queue to see a virtual physician.
So, pardon me for just trying to get my arms around this, but so I would just look at my phone and talk to the person. I would see them and talk to them directly?
You know, it depends on which type of visit you have. They have voice-only visits. They also have visits through a webcam, which you could do probably from your iPhone or your iPad or even a computer. But, you know, the problem is it's visual. I think that's important. But at the same time, physical exam is a big part of making a diagnosis, and there's no physical exam.
That's my next question. Is this a good idea? You're a doctor. You see people all the time. Could you do it remotely?
So I think there's a real role for telemedicine and remote visits. However, that does not substitute for a doctor-patient relationship, a visit in person. It's an extension of a doctor-patient relationship. So I think that relying on that and nothing else is a big mistake and could result in misdiagnosis and some big problems down the road.
Here's what I see, Doc. I see people relying on this to the exclusion of real doctors because healthcare has gotten so expensive. How much are these? How much do you have to pay to get one of these consults?
I read the Walgreens press release today, and they're talking around $49 for these consults, and they say they will electronically prescribe whatever antibiotic or medicine you need, which, you know, I find to be interesting, you know, on the conflict of interest side of things as well.
Because why?
Well, if you are working for a Walgreens app and you are prescribing a medicine for someone who has come into the Walgreens platform, you're likely going to e-prescribe it there. And, you know, not everything requires an antibiotic. A lot of viral infections do not. However, when patients come to a situation like this, they expect to get something prescribed, and we may see overprescription.
Oh, so you're worried about like, oh, by the way, that aspirine's on sale in aisle 5, right? I mean, you know, you could get that, right? But
Exactly.
My bigger worry is really that you get misdiagnoses, that it's really difficult to understand what's really going on with a person, and yet the insurers are starting to say that they're gonna pay for this. Is this the ultimate impact of Obamacare, that now we're gonna have to see our docs by our telephone?
I think this is indirectly resulting from the Obamacare legislation. Let's think about it. More and more doctors are out there that are not going to accept Obamacare reimbursement insurances because the reimbursements are so poor. Secondly, you've got a larger pool of insured that want to see primary care doctors who are completely overwhelmed. This is the substitute. Yeah. This is the result, and patients are going to suffer.
Well, you know, you make a good point because there are fewer and fewer docs, right? And the outlook is really poor. And a lot of those docs, they're essential to families. I think we're all going to be making hard choices like this, whether or not to use this kind of service. Do you advise it? Are you thumbs up or thumbs down on the virtual doc?
So I am thumbs down as a solo way of interacting with the medical system. Right. However, I think there's a lot of doctors that you may see your family doctor once a year, but they offer virtual visits to supplement that. And I think that's a wonderful extension and use of technology.
So yes
also, what if you...
Go right ahead.
What if you are in a remote location and you need a specialist to see you? Then you could do a virtual consult with your primary care doctor through a specialist. That's good. But this Walgreens thing, thumbs down.
All right. Dr. Campbell, good stuff. Thank you.